Okay, Solly. What does community mean to you?
Huh. No, please. No. Just 6 guys.
Just 6 guys? That's what community means to you?
Yeah.
What does community mean to you, Josh?
A network of friends and family who you share some sort of values with. So it could be your community of neighbors who you share a domain with. It could be a community of church or faith community. It could be a community of homesteaders who share the value of homesteading. I think community is just a group of individuals who share a particular value set.
I agree.
I believe that's probably the definition of a community.
Michelle over at Farm Life Outfitters tagged us in the collaboration that was started by the Hesitant Homesteader channel. To answer that question, what does community mean to you? Josh and I have kind of been, I think, in a bit of a unique situation, gosh, maybe even since we got married, in that we haven't had a whole lot of what people would consider a traditional community. When we were young and newly married and new parents, we were working, both of us were working multiple jobs, and frankly, we didn't have much time. But we went to a church and got involved in a small group that met, I believe, every 2 weeks or something. And that group of about 5 families is, I think, where we learned what community was. We were families of all sizes, of all ages, from all walks of life and professions, and yet we came together regularly and we were just there for each other. When one family would have a hard time, others would just come alongside them and sort of hold their arms up in battle. And we would help in practical ways like meals, and even financial gifts were given completely unasked for, just because we were all in community together and had relationship, and if it was put on our heart to do something for another family, that's what we did. When that small group sort of disbanded and that stage of our lives ended, that was a really sad thing for us. We were also at that time entering a stage of life that was pretty isolating, because our second child was born and he has profound sensory processing disorder and autism. There's nothing like a kiddo who is just, yes, Solly, I love you so much too. There's nothing like a kiddo that is just struggling every waking moment, that kind of makes parents batten down the hatches, and it can be really isolating. It's hard to go anywhere. It's hard to even go to the grocery store. And aside from one family that we really stayed in touch with from that small group, we didn't really have much community. By that time, we lived 2 hours away from that family as well. But that family has been a constant in our lives since then. And I can truly say the wife, mama, whomever, the matriarch of that family is my absolute closest friend in life. And she has been there for about 13 years now. We are so grateful to have them. But at the same time, they live 10 hours away. It can be really lonely at times to have your community so far away, your support so far away. Community really is just not necessarily people exactly like you, but people who share those passions and share the support and are just from whatever distance doing life with you. They're holding your arms up in battle when you need it. They're cheering you on in your successes. I truly believe we were made for community. We weren't made to do life alone. We were made to have a network, to have a support. And I believe from the very beginning, in the Bible, it says that God looked at Adam and said, it's not good for man to be alone. And whether that means just a spouse, I believe that we all need community in many sort of ripples of circle. We moved down to Virginia 6 years ago from way upstate New York by Canada, and we knew one family, and we didn't even know them that well. We were more acquaintances, but they became our people. And for so long, they were our only people. But life is easier when you've got people, even if it's just one other family. Sadly, they've since moved away, and that left an enormous hole in our life. There's a difference between knowing people and being in community. We are so grateful for the people that are in our lives and love us. I guess it sounds kind of crazy to my old-fashioned mind, but a lot of our deepest community is not local. Our community is widespread. Our community is online. The people who know us the best and support us the most in everyday life, most of you all are far away. Most of you all I've met through Facebook or YouTube or cloth diapering forums from 13 years ago when forums were still a really big thing. The technology age certainly has opened that up. No matter how atypical, I'm really grateful for our community, widespread and online. Because homesteading can be a little isolating. Homeschooling can be a little isolating. Special needs parenting can be isolating. Large family life, of all things, can be isolating. So we really have to be intentional to create our own community, no matter who it consists of, and appreciate those people. Our community may not be traditional, our community may not be typical, and the bulk of our community may not be local, but we are really grateful because we've known for so long what it's like to not have community, so we don't take for granted what we have. I would love to hear what community means to you. Leave it in the comment section below, and I'm going to tag Josh over at the Citystead and Jay and Kurt over at the Grateful Sunites, Nancy over at Ash's Treasure, Michelle over at A Common Life, and Rachel at Day to Day Joys. I would love to hear what all of you have to say about community. Please tag me and let me know if you choose to respond to this. And don't forget to mention the Hesitant Homesteaders who started this sort of collaboration question. I will put links to all of those channels as well as Farm Life Outfitters in the info box below so you can check them out. They are wonderful channels. Thank you all so much for hanging out today. If you like this video, as always, give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more like this. Bye-bye, friends.